To fight and survive World War II is a great feat, but to make it to 100 is just as remarkable. On Friday, November 12th, St. Lucia'S last living active war veteran to see action, Haynes Cyril celebrated the big 100 in grand style, surrounded by family, friends and loved ones. His birthday comes one day after Remembrance Day on November 11th, which honors those who died in the Great Wars. Cyril had enlisted in the Windward Islands Battalion in September 1943. He undertook final training in Virginia, where the 1st Caribbean Regiment was formed. He is the island's first bomb expert. The war veteran recalled how the Creole language helped put St. Lucia on the map.
I was between life and death for the whole 2 years I spent overseas. But we were fortunate. That's why we'll always remember the Governor General we had, Paulette Rizzi. That patois saved us quite a lot. In Italy, anything you're eating, well, we know. The days of the week, the days of the month. And that's where we had an advantage on the Caribbean, Jamaica, Trinidad, and what have you. They used to call us to share food for the convent girls and the children when they come up. Because they had the money, but they didn't have the food. And that's where St. Lucia stood up.
A number of dignitaries were on hand to congratulate Cyril on the milestone. Among them, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, who bemoaned the lack of recognition for those who made a contribution to the country. He called on the youth to spend some time with the senior citizen to allow him to impart some wisdom.
When someone reaches 100 years, especially now, we have to celebrate him. And in this society, there is a tendency for us to forget people. In fact, we retire people when they're 55 years. There's a tendency for us to forget that wisdom, to forget knowledge comes with experience. And we have, as a people, to learn from the life of Mr. Haynes Cyril. Our young people should go listen to him, to listen to the advice and the counsel that he has for us, to listen to the history of life that he will tell us. We live in a Facebook society, but there is more wisdom in that 100 years than ever can be found on Facebook.
Fire Chief Joseph paid tribute to the man who is also St. Lucia'S first Chief Fire Officer.
You being with us an entire 100 years after your birth, in such healthy physical and mental spirit, is testimony to the blessings offered by the Almighty for those who make the lives of others better. And it's just amazing that someone who served in the military, who served in the fire department, can be here with us to share his experiences 100 years after he was born.
Son-in-law Rupert Branford says the war veteran is an inspiration to the young and old.
I'm envious. I've never met a man for his age, even 20 years younger, who has been as sprightly, as active, and in retention of all his marbles. He's truly, I think, a freak of nature. It's truly wonderful. Articulate, he drives, he still dances wonderfully well. You know, does everything a person 20 years would love to do. This is truly a remarkable man with a remarkable past.
The centenarian deployed to a number of countries during his time in the service.
The experience which I had overseas, I told my children everything. How people live. The 4 continents we passed there. Africa, Egypt, where it is said that Christ was crucified. We saw all these places there. We saw the pyramids of Egypt. And I will tell you, for once, that changed me a great deal. But why I praise the Governor General, because the Patois saved us a great deal.
Haynes Cyril has been a champion for elderly causes. He retired from the fire service in 1982. He was the first fire chief to recruit women into the service. Gina Filippi, HTS News Force.